Alright guys, here we have another problem in the algebra math section in the SAT exam. So let's look to the problem. It's telling me that for the equation the square root of mx minus 5 is equal to x plus 3. Telling me if the value of m is equal to minus 3, then what is the solution set for the equations? So for the equation, so when it asks for the solution set for the equation, it means find the value of the unknown variable, which in this case is x. So the problem is in the following way. The square root of mx minus 5 is equal to x plus 3. So what I need you guys to keep in mind always, in any equation that has a square root, you gonna first eliminate the square root. You're gonna get rid of it, because there's no way to go around it. You have to get rid of the square root. Once you get rid of the square root, then you can solve the problem. And generally, an equation that has a square root gonna be turned at the end to a quadratic equation. So let's begin with the problem. So the first step is get rid of the square root. That's the first thing you're gonna do. So in order to get rid of the square root, you're gonna square the equation. What I mean by the square the equation, you're gonna square both side of the equation. So this is gonna be squared and this is gonna be squared. And now when you square the square root, it's just gonna cancel it. So this basically the two, or the square gonna eliminate the root square. So it's gonna be mx minus 5 is equal to x plus 3 squared. Now just so basically what you do first, as I said, you're gonna get rid of the square root. How I'm gonna get rid of the square root? By squaring both sides of the equation. Now if I square the square root, it's gonna just cancel, so I just end up with the term under the square root, which is mx minus 5, The other one, x plus 3 squared, I have to find its value. So let's find it. Mx minus 5 is equal to, now in the square root, generally you have to keep in mind this equation. That's a very important equation always to keep in mind. A plus b squared is equal to the first term squared, which is a squared, plus 2 multiplied with the term 1 multiplied with the term 2. So 2ab plus b squared. So this is the equation that you should always keep in mind. That is, a plus b squared is equal to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. And this is always, you have to keep it in your mind. Now let's go back to the problem. So I apply the first term squared, which is gonna be x squared plus 2 multiplied by x multiplied by 3, which gonna be 6x. 2 multiplied by x multiplied by 3. 2 multiplied by 3, 6. Multiplied by x, gonna be 6x. 3 squared, gonna be 9. Now, it's telling me in the problem that m is equal to minus 3. So here I just plug the value of m, which is gonna be minus 3x minus 5 equal to x squared plus 6x plus 9. So now I have this equation. Now here you have to be just careful. There is nothing really hard with this, with the following step. It just you need to be careful. Now, this here I have a quadratic equation. Why? Because the highest power is 2. So this is a quadratic equation. Now I know that I need to move the terms with the x square should be together. The term with the x should be together. The constant should be together. Now, so you're gonna move this minus 3x over here to this side, and 5 also you're gonna move it to this side. So whenever you move a term from one side of an equation to the other side, you just change the sign of that term. So let's do it together. We have x squared plus 6x. Now I move the term minus 3x over here. It's gonna be minus 3 gonna be equal to what when I move it? To plus 3x. And when I move the minus 5 over here, it's gonna equal to plus 5 plus 9 is equal to what? To 0. I hope this is clear. Again, always keep in mind the following. That's a very basic thing in algebra. When you have a quadratic equation, you're gonna make the terms that look alike together beside each other. Now, how I'm gonna make them together? By moving one term to the other side of the equation. Now, whenever you move a term from one side of the equation to the other side, you're gonna change the sign of that term. So here, x squared plus 6x, I move the term minus 3x beside the 6x, it gives me what? It gives me plus 3x. Just I change the negative sign to positive sign right here. And when I move the minus 5 to the 9, it becomes positive 5. So this is gonna give me x squared plus, now 6x plus 3x is equal to what? 9x. 5 plus 9 is equal to 14, and this is equal to 0. Now, this is now a quadratic equation. Now, how I solve a quadratic equation? Okay, the first thing in a quadratic equation, it's gonna be, I'm gonna factorize it. That's mean it's gonna be 2 factors multiplied by each other, which is gonna be equal to 0. Now I put the term x here and the term x here. Now that's always what you do. You put 2 brackets and x inside both the brackets. Then you ask yourself the question is, what 2 numbers, I'm looking now for 2 numbers, what the 2 numbers that if I multiply them by each other I gonna get 14, and if I added them I gonna get 9. So you ask yourself, what 2 terms if I multiply them are 14? You're gonna maybe think with 14 multiplied by 1, but 14, that's true, 14 multiplied by 1 is 14, but 14 plus 1 is not 9. So this is not a good choice. So I go to the other one, I think about, okay, what's about 7 multiplied by 2? Okay, 7 multiplied by 2 is 14, and 7 plus 2 is 9. So that's what I'm looking for. So this is gonna be 7 and this is gonna be 2. And since we have a positive sign right here and the positive sign right here, then this is gonna be plus and this is gonna be plus. I'm gonna later give more example how to factorize a quadratic equation. So I get now x is equal to minus 7 and x is equal to minus 2. So the solution for this equation is gonna be the set of minus 2 and minus 7, and this solve our problem. Thank you for watching, and hopefully that was something helpful for you. Thank you again.